To talk about it today. So how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good, actually. I can't complain. I'm existing.
Okay. A relationship, regardless of however it was.
For sure. That was definitely one of the factors of just wanting to feel needed, wanting to be chased, wanting someone to just be like, I need you.
Yes.
And because I was lacking that, or because I didn't get that, especially at a young age, because it really starts when you're a child.
Right.
Like you said, your father was addicted to alcohol. My mom was too. So it was just like, I just always found myself in relationships. And like you said, like, he could have been the worst of the worst, but because you stuck around and you kept me whole in some type of aspect, I was like, I'm gonna just stick by you, but not knowing you're actually toxic. You're killing me. 3 solid relationships for me to finally get it right, because I was like, okay, I'm tired of hurting my own feelings.
Right, right.
And so once I was like, okay, Shania, just try to be alone, because just being alone, it made me feel so uncomfortable. Like just sitting in your own silence, sitting in your own solitude, because you start learning a lot of stuff about yourself when you're alone. A lot of people are afraid of that. A lot of people are afraid of their own selves.
Yes.
Because another thing too, I didn't have my own identity either. I didn't know who Shania was. And like, I'm like, okay, I'm trying to live my life through these men, and and it was really because they had control for me, or am I doing it for you just because I want you to be here? And so once I finally was like, okay, I don't want to do this no more, my self-healing journey really gave me like a better perspective on life. Yes. And it just gave me like a breather to be able to just find out who is really Shania.
Right.
From the ground
up. Was there any, like, during the time of being in these situations where you thought it was something that it really wasn't? Like, I don't know if I'm saying this right. Like, I felt bamboozled. Because you knew you was toxic. Wow. And you knew you had these issues. But was there any situation where you just felt like, okay, was super vulnerable in this situation and not felt bamboozled?
Yes. I had a relationship during the pandemic, and I would consider that one like my first real relationship where I actually like put it 100%.
Because you were getting to know the person.
Okay.
You had nothing but time.
Nothing but time during the pandemic, okay? And it was just us and them 4 walls.
Yes. That was it.
Yes. And played out, seeing his true self come out, it actually made me very disgusted of him, because I was like, this is not the guy. Where's the cameras? Like, I feel like I was being punked.
Yes.
And that, I'm not gonna lie, that hurt my feelings to the core. Things ended, things he said, things he did to me. And it was funny because I'm not gonna lie, I was losing self-respect for myself. Like, I was throwing my morals, principles for him, because I wanted him. And I was like, dude, you're really evil. You're not considerate of my feelings. You're not even acknowledging me trying. It was just like, that was like a low moment of my life. I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah. And I couldn't even bring myself back to that type of space with that type of man, because I was like, yeah, you have some healing to do. Yes. It's one thing, you didn't heal from none of it. You're just carrying it.
You're just going from relationship to relationship to relationship. And I remember having a conversation just randomly with this person, and he was like, I'm pretty sure you dating again. And I'm like, no, I'm healing from this situation.
It takes time.
One of the main things that I ask my therapist all the time is, when is it going to be ever done? Like, when am I ever going to be done with this situation? I think right now in this moment, I'm like, decided to live for Patria. Like, really do the work, because I was trying to say that earlier with me ranting, was I was resetting for everyone else.
Right.
And now I'm in this era where I've restarted for Patria.
Right.
That breakup almost took me out. I'm not even going to hold you. My brother's death was one of those things that was like going to take me out the game. But this was like, because I opened up so many doors. Like, I don't usually have men meet my father. You know what I'm saying? I let you meet my dad. I let you into my world. I told you things that I don't tell nobody.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? And you was going along with it as if you was that person for me. You asked me about marriage and all of those type of things. And I'm like, well, is this, because dudes ain't asking about no marriage and they ain't thinking about marrying you. In my mind.
No, I mean, that's a fact, because you shouldn't even be bringing it up if you're not serious about it.
Why would you ask somebody, who would I ask for to do a ring? Like, who? If there was a friend, what friend would, or a cousin? Like,
right?
Dude, you playing with me? Like, don't do that. That's totally out of line. And then it turned out to be like, I lowered my standards a lot in the situation.
See, that's where we mess up at, when we lower our standards. When we lower our standards,
because you got issues. You came in here with a whole bunch of baggage. Left the situation. I said, if you need time.
Because you was being understanding. Considerate.
And that's the problem. That's the codependency. We ignore the red flags.
We always ignore
We turn the red flags into yellow, like, it's not that bad.
Into any other color but red.
Listen, every other color. Okay. It's not that bad. Yeah, girl, listen. I'm very, like, and I kept, I don't know about you, but I kept showing accountability. Like, I used to tell him, like, yo, I'm not used to this whole relationship thing. Right. I'm still getting used to it or whatever. I used to talk to my pops, like, ask my dad questions, because my mom and dad been married for so long. Just trying to get, like, you know, maybe I'm doing something wrong. I know my mouth could be a little crazy, but I never yelled at him. Like, I always like, girl.
But you know what that is, though? You had self-awareness.
Right.
A lot of people lack self-awareness.
Right.
And that's not fair that you was aware of, like, your own ways.
Right.
You're like, oh, well, is it me? Do I need to do this?
Yeah.
But you wasn't doing that. And it takes two people.
You talk too much, Patria. Well, hey, you met me doing a podcast. Come on, I do like that.
So I have a question for you.
Okay.
So because of, the situation of your last relationship, with you being so open, you opening those doors and just being vulnerable, right? Do you feel like that has put you in a position of being afraid to love again?
No.
Okay.
And I want to say this because that was my question to you as well. See, look, we just bouncing off each other. That's what's up. No, I'm not. I will never give the last man satisfaction to have me down. I will not date until I'm ready to date. But it's not that I'm afraid of love. I am a love girl. I love love. I love to brighten up people's day. I love to laugh. That is who I am. I don't think I could ever, like, not want love. Like, I'm extra. So that's why I was like, yo, do you feel the same way?
Honestly, I'm actually afraid is because I like the idea of love. Like, who doesn't like going on dates, kisses, hugs, saying you're beautiful? But I honestly don't know how to take in love, only because I've never seen what love looked like.
Okay, got you.
Because it's easy to just be in a relationship with someone. It's just easy to do the cute texting and calling. But once love is given to me, I don't know how to deal with that. Yeah. Like, I didn't grow up in a loving household. Like, my household was very chaotic. So I never seen, like, my parents, hold hands, hug, and kiss and stuff like that. So
yeah, I'm totally grossed out about my parents kissing. They do it all the time. So they do have, and that's love, like, touchy feely.
Oh, okay,
horrible. Oh, that's probably what it is.
I don't know, and I also feel like I don't want to self-sabotage myself.
Yeah.
So right now I'm just in this space of trying to see what love looks like for me, but I don't know. I don't know if it's been shown to me and I sabotaged it all because I was, like, not ready to accept it.
Right. Got you.
So I don't know. And I also feel like, too, because love or people liking you, it's so accessible now. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because it's just so, like, I feel like social media plays a part in it.
Yeah.
It's just, I feel like it's so accessible. Like, anybody could like you. So it's just like, now I feel like I have to be wild. Like, you have to show me something out of this world for me to be like, okay, this is different.
So what would be?
Okay, like, for example, my love language is acts of service.
Okay.
So I want my man to provide that same for me. Like, when you said you're a lover girl, I'm really a lover girl. Like, I used to write my exes, like, letters when we was together. Yeah. Handwritten letters. Yeah. And I will give it to him so he can read it, so he can just know where it comes from. I also write poetry, so I write poetry.
Oh, come on now.
So it's little stuff like that versus you just text me, good morning, babe.
Yeah. But I need the good morning, babe.
No, we do need a good morning,
babe.
But
people say that's corny.
It's not corny.
I don't think it's corny because I need you to acknowledge me in the morning.
I want to be drowned in romance. That's what I
want. Shower me with love.
Please. Like, I want it to be like, oh my gosh, you're giving me so much. I'm just like,
I don't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
But it's okay. So I want it, but it has to feel like it. I think with me, I could feel energy. Mm-hmm. So like, okay, not to keep bringing up the earth, but it would be he was programmed. So what I mean about programmed was like, it didn't, after a while, didn't feel like it was from the heart.
Oh, like it wasn't genuine.
It wasn't genuine. And because I might have knew a little bit from his past and how he can pretend to love someone, this is the weirdest crap because so many people are going through this. Sleeping in the bed with somebody, knowing damn well you don't like them, you don't care for them, but the only thing you're doing is acting like me taking care of you is my job. So I have to do this because I decide, like it's a contract.
And I don't like it because you can definitely tell when it starts becoming that way.
And I did. So for me, I was like, this isn't real anymore. This doesn't feel like you love me like you said you do. I don't give you the oohs and the ahs like I used to. Right. Because when I mean about gaslighting, it was a lot of that. It was more so like, oh, this is the best relationship I've ever been in. And then when you're getting ready to break up, it's like, this was the worst relationship I've been in the last 6 months. What? I'm confused.
Isn't it funny how it just gets like a total switch? Like you was on cloud 9 when y'all was together, and then like shit ends, and you're just like, I hate you. I don't even want to talk to you.
I don't like you.
You're a stranger.
I don't even want to hang out with you no more.
That's a huge like switcheroo.
But let me tell you, and this is how we're going to turn and switch this. Boundaries.
Catch it.
Come on. Catch it. So therapy was working. Okay. I still was receiving therapy in the relationship.
Right.
I set a boundary.
You don't like that.
They don't like boundaries. So now, when the boundary was set, this may not work out for me. Did that happen to you when you set it up? Like, raise boundaries to you. Like, what's up with that? Because for me, it has to be set in this codependency thing. Have you started setting boundaries?
Oh, I had no choice. Okay. Because before I started setting boundaries or even knew what boundaries was, I was a doormat. Because I loved him so much, I was like, do whatever. Like, but then when I started getting that realization, I'm like, Shania, you're hurting every single time. Because he's benefiting, like you're giving him all of your cup is running dry.
I mean, you're super dry.
So dry. It's like the desert. It's dry.
No, not even dry. I don't even think it was cotton mouth.
And I'm sitting here like, and I really had to do like some inner work. And I remember it was one day he went to work and our apartment was quiet. And I just sat and I said, Shania, what are you lacking? You're missing some type of component. And I was like, it's boundaries. And I remember I set like a boundary with him and that flipped him. Like he had a tantrum. He didn't even like me.
What are red flags? Let's talk about the red flags.
Okay.
What are some of the things that you turn yellow?
Love bombing.
It's heck. I
was love bombed for sure, but now I can see that shit a mile away.
Listen. So it's over there. It's coming. It's coming fast.
It's coming.
No, seriously. I was love bombed. And I found out what love bombing after I've been love bombed. You can't tell me about love bombing before. But
also, this is what you're doing to me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Another one would be a guy that just wants to be in your space so much.
Yeah.
Just so much. Like he just wants to keep seeing you. And it's like, wait, can I do my own thing and hang out with my girls and then you can with your boys? You know, it's more fun that way because we can come back and talk to each other. But when you're like on me.
And it didn't bother me because I could be in my room. Like, I feel like we should get 2 bedrooms. This is terrible. We should have multiple rooms where you could go into one room and I could go into another room, but we didn't leave the house. That is terrible. Now that like literally, I was okay with that.
Wow.
It's horrible. Now, no. But I would.
Hell no, actually.
Hell no. Mm-hmm. But after I was in a relationship, I doubled back. Spinning the block. Have you? Okay, so after your breakup, right? So after your breakup, did you spin the block or did you just start your journey?
I spin the block.
Okay, good.
And when God humbled me,
real quick,
He humbled me.
I had to apologize.
He showed me why I should never took that nigga back.
I spin the block with somebody, cut them off because before my relationship, cut them off completely because I was like, you are a dub.
Right.
Got into this beautiful relationship, which I thought it was the most beautiful thing. After that broke up, I went back to spin the block. Honey. Lasted for 2 months.
Okay.
I was reminded.
Was he saying like I changed?
No, he was not saying he changed.
Oh, see,
he was acting. My thing is this. I don't know about you and your relationships. My men that I talk to, I don't know what it is, but in the beginning, they be put in on like, girl, red carpet.
It's giving Denzel Washington.
Yes.
That's what it's
No,
giving.
I'm serious. Yeah. I'm serious. So in my mind, I'm like, oh shit, you got it together. You know, you doing da 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 da. Girl, 5-month mark, 3-month mark comes. 90-day probation. Because they think they in it.
Right.
You start seeing the same stuff.
Nothing changes.
Nothing changes.
It felt like deja vu, didn't it?
Yeah.
But you want to know something though? And I have to be honest, girl. When I spent the block, how I was looking at it, I was like, well, because I quote unquote healed, right? Mind you, I'm thinking because we broke up and time has passed.
Yeah.
I thought that was healing. I didn't know what healing was.
Right.
So I'm like, well, we had time apart. You know, I'm like, let's try it again, right? In my mind, I thought that would have fixed him. Because we was away. So I'm thinking, because when I got back with him, I was under the impression like, okay, Shania, like, since you got your stuff together, maybe you could have handled the situation a little differently now since time was apart.
Right.
Girl, got back with him, sick, throwing up, crying.
Oh, girl.
I was like, you got me losing weight.
Listen, God said, oh, you want to go back?
Oh, yeah.
You want to, okay, you want to play with fire? I delivered you.
Emphasis on that. I was sitting here like, why did I do this? Why did I do this?
And so I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like there's a possibility. Let's look at Ashanti and Nelly. We don't really know because they're really private. Right. But from what we can see, the Nelly and Ashanti are happy.
Right.
Nelly has the biggest smile. Ashanti is like just glowing.
And she has a baby.
Congratulations.
Right.
And they're engaged.
Oh, congrats to that.
Right. So they just been like in their zone.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, maybe give you a little hope about spinning the block.
But that was years. That's a huge gap.
That is a very huge gap.
Yeah.
I think that's what I mean. There is exceptions to spinning the block. But
I think it only works if both parties has done the inner work with healing.
But do you think, like, I wish we could really know, did they both do the work? Because Ashanti has always been like, look, I'm trying to do this with my life, that with my life, that with my life, and then we'll go. She wasn't so hung up off of being in a relationship, having kids. She's like 42. And she's like, whenever I get ready to, then I'm going to go ahead and have a husband or whatever. But as I'm doing me,
right.
I'm outside. And I think now with her being ready, it just flowed right. But can we say that about Nelly though?
Right.
Because Nelly was dating this
Because that's the real Kiki.
Exactly. Is he putting on?
Did you?
Because that's what the
world wants to know.
Are you putting on? We're just saying because like I said.
These are valid questions.
These are valid questions. Yeah. Like literally my exes or me spinning the blockers, they were being a Nelly. They were mopey dopey when they came to me. Tired old, disgusted. Now I'm got them jumping off yo, I'm not lying.
Play on your hands.
Yes. They are sitting here re-energized. I used to feel like after these relationships, I would be like drained. Like they sucked the life out of me. Did you ever feel like they sucked the life?
Girl, understood why people sat in their car when they got in the house. Girl, I was sitting in my car 2 hours before I even walked in, and I was huffing and puffing because I was like, I do not want to see this nigga
at all.
I'm tired already.
Listen,
okay. So yeah, that relationship definitely drained me. Like, and it's so funny how you could be like on a super high, and when you come down, you come down.
You coming down.
You're coming.
That's what I say. First. No, that's why I felt like I was like, yo, that was gonna take me out. That breakup felt like I was about to be taken out.
That breakup,
because I'm telling you, in the beginning, it was. I've never been on 12 dates in 1 month. Like he was taking me out every month, like every night.
Okay,
but it was a kid of this. He was hungry. You were hungry. So that's why.
Okay,
we went out so damn much. Okay. But I was like, because it would just be random when I spin the blocks. You know what I'm saying? My situationships, it was more so like, oh, we go out, have a good time, maybe a nightcap, then you on your way.
Right.
And that was my routine because I would say, oh, I'm so busy at work. You know, I'm doing family, and family had a big impact of me not being in relationships too. Because remember, I was the financial advisor, you know, so my father with alcoholism, my mom tripping, you know, all of that. So I was like, I don't think y'all ready for what's going to happen with this family, because we a piece of work over here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I hate my family, but people would know what's going on because I'm a talker.
Right.
I'm like, girl, this is what happening is going on. You don't want that. And I'm a teacher at the same time of me going through it, telling people, hey, you don't want this. Kind of move along from this, you know. So yeah, he was like there. He was there through everything. I was able to open up to him, you know, tell like things about myself that I never talked about with anybody else. So it was crazy. Emotionally walked away. He wasn't present in the relationship anymore.
Right.
He would have treated me like he treated the other women. I'm just here to kind of like give you some money, you know, because you need it. I don't need nothing. That's what you think. I got this over here. What I needed from you was what you couldn't give me, and that was emotional intelligence. You couldn't give it to me because how you handle situations, you walk away from them or you shut down, and that's how you handle them. And then you tell the woman of all the issues because you make her safe and this, that, and third, where she's vulnerable. It's a cycle.
Right.
Also, they tell you what they're about to do to you. You know that, right?
No.
In so many words, they tell you based on, ask them about their last relationship. Ladies, fellas, ask them, how was your last relationship? What we need to do is ask the appropriate questions when we out here dating. Is there appropriate questions when dating?
At this day and age, yes.
It's necessary.
It's very necessary. Like, you could be on a whole date and find out like months later that he has a baby on the way.
A baby on the way?
Because he was still dealing with his baby. You know, so those are valid questions. And it's very kind of like, why do we need to ask these questions? Because it's like, it shouldn't be like that, you know? But you have to, because you just don't know who you're dealing with. They be living double lives. You don't know who you're talking
You live on the south side. I'm gonna live on the north side.
So what?
And you got a whole baby on the way with your side chick.
Yeah.
You got a whole marriage that you've been in for 13 years.
Yeah.
You have a side child underneath
And then you're trying to pursue me, all in the same pot. I don't want no parts.
I don't want.
So yes,
because I did not ask the appropriate question.
Yeah, and that's really what it is.
We need to.
We have to.
put the question down.
It's imperative. Like, it's very much needed.
Like, I really want to tell the girls, these are the questions you ask on the first date. If any of those questions are yes, please walk away. But I had friendship breakups like crazy. I've had breakup with a friend and then reunite with a friend.
And then you realize why the fuck y'all wasn't friends to begin with. Exactly. I do that a lot, and I'm not gonna say I hate that aspect of me, because I forgive. I'm
very forgiving.
You know, because
it's that codependency thing.
And people pleasing also too.
Yeah, that's what we do. We people please. Well, we did. Don't get it twisted. Yeah.
We're healing over here.
We're healing.
However, though, like, because there was like a relationship in my past. Like, she was like my best friend. I've known her since like 10th grade.
Come on now,
and
talk about
we
it.
stopped being friends off and on. I will say it for a solid 3 times. But because, like I said, I did not like being alone. And I needed people around me just to fill that void. I was just letting anybody back in just because you was like, I'm sorry, Shania, I changed, I healed. But it's like, did you really heal?
Right.
Do you know what you said and did to me that hurt me?
Right.
Did you really learn and grow from that? And I didn't really assess people. I was just taking it. I was like, okay, well, they said sorry. I mean, that's you know, and I just kept taking them in. And then I found myself in the same situations, even far more worse situations than the first one. That's terrible.
It's like, girl, why did I even allow you to come back here?
And it was so funny because after the 3rd time of me like bringing her back into my life, the last time really did a number on me. And when I that she was trying to like sabotage me or try to play get back, but what I will say is that she did use me. And when I say use me, she used me when it was convenient for her. So like what I noticed was, and once again, this is when I was younger, I didn't know what it meant to have separate friends. I was that homegirl. I was like, we're all friends. Like, even though y'all don't know each other, I want y'all to be friends. Like, I was bringing all my friends together, but now since I'm older, you have friends for different things. Like, me and you might like to read books.
Right.
You may like to go to the book.
Exactly.
So look, so this is my young and naive self. So what I started noticing was she had separate friends, which I was like, okay, it was hard for me to accept, but I was like, I get it. Like, me and her don't mesh, or you may like something that she does. But this is what she was doing. She was being phony to me. She was talking about me.
Okay, friends. Okay,
that's why she didn't want me around. So when I did come around,
it was awkward.
It was awkward because I was always like, well, hey, everyone. And it was just like, oh, hey. And I'm sitting here like, girl, I don't even know you. Right. And the whole time, every time when I came, because she used to work in a shop. So every time I used to come into the shop, I was the clown.
Yeah, that's not right.
I was the one everyone was getting a kiki ha ha, you know.
I was like, oh yeah, here she comes.
Right, but it was all because of this person I let back in my life.
Right.
And I feel like relationships, friendships, girlfriends, you know, hurts the worst than like
it does.
Because that's your girl, that's sister.
Yeah, we've known each other for so long.
Yeah. And when she did that number on me, when I tell you I was sick, I was like, bro. I don't even think I'll be able to have a best friend. Like, I haven't had a best friend so long.
Yes.
Because women be women, okay?
Yeah, they no. Yeah. And you got to understand, like, okay, for me, I've lost a lot of friends along the way of the process of healing for my mom, healing for my dad. Now I'm healing for Patria. Right. So I'm healing from and for, should I say. So, like, my best friend, we were friends since we were 8 years old, but we became best friends when we were in our 20s, at 20. We're the same age, we're 3 months apart. So from 20 to about 30, we are nonstop. Like, you're here for me, I'm here for you. You know, we were young, dumb. That's what it was. But then when it started to become like closer to home with her toxic shit, I'm like, wait a minute, pause. You can't I've seen you do this to other people, but now you're getting to the point where you're trying to do it to me. Right. And now it's not feeling good. And now you're gaslighting me like, oh, this is what we do. No, we don't. So I know that that's who you are.
Because I see how you treat other people.
Because I see how you treat other people. Do I like the way you treat other people? No. I don't hold you accountable for it because I'm afraid of how it's going to come off, and so it's going to hurt your feelings.
Right.
So a lot of times I would not say anything because, friend, I'm trying to save you. Friend, I'm not trying to hurt you. But I know that this is a sensitive topic for you. So, like, that would be fake to your friend, because you should be telling your friend, like, you look crazy out here in these streets, girl. But no, I'm not. I'm just like, okay, in cute ways, like, but not really telling her what it is.
Right.
So until it became our issue, now we're going back and forth. Now we're being, I hang with is like, no, you can't have no other friends. I try to invite all of you. I'm not talking crazy. I'm not the friend that talk crazy about you. I got y'all all in a room together. Now it's seeming like I don't like her. I'm like, why do you not like her? I just don't like her energy.
Yeah, I don't like that.
But I'm like, okay, you don't like her energy, but I do. Now it comes to the point where you make me have to make a decision on scheduling and prioritizing my friends. Remember when we talked about, hey, you might have a friend for this, you might have a friend. I do have friends like that. I have party friends. I have podcast friends. Mm-hmm. I have business friends. Mm-hmm. I have church going friends. Like,
it's so important to have those separate friends.
And so, because in my younger days, because I didn't know how to prioritize, I thought I was doing something wrong. Mm-hmm. Then I would try to get them all together. They don't want to hang out together because I don't like her energy. She's too much for me. But because my friends were mature enough to understand that, then it becomes a problem. Oh, you acting funny because your friends, your new friends. Like, what are you on your friend? Like, it put a toll on me to the point where we get into it and now we're no longer friends. You're telling me things that I was open to you about and using it as a weapon for me.
Right.
That's messed up. Mm-hmm. Like, sis, you can't do that. People have other friends. And that's how all my friendships end. They don't want me to hang out with other people. And you have to set boundaries with your friend. Just like these dudes, just like these females, you gotta set boundaries. What is some advice? We talked about a lot. We talked about relationships. We talked about friendships. And I believe that I'm going to have Shania back on here because we got a lot more to talk about. To the girl who just got over a breakup. She don't know what to do. She's spun the block. Didn't work out. But she just doesn't know what to do next. What is something? Because at this point we know there's no choice, but some people don't choose self. They choose depression. Say she was in that state. What would be some words for her? Or he into?
I would say to assess the problem, right? So figure out what is it that is making you want to go back to a person that's not treating you, fairly, or even, the person that you want to be treated as, right? Mm-hmm. Then once you realize that, I also want you to basically understand your traumas, because it's a reason for everything, if that makes sense. Because we get addicted to things that's like no good for us, if that makes sense.
Right.
Psychologically. Right. So I would say assess the problem and then also take it as a sign. Like, I feel like people be wanting God to just come out the sky and just talk and say, he's no good. But God give us the clearest signs. But because we are so fixated on the idea of a person or the monetary things, the trips and all the other stuff, we lose sight of who that person really is. Mm-hmm. I will also say, take a look at how that person treats their mom or father. Like, that's going to be a representation of how they're going to treat you.
For sure.
And then also too, going back to, like I said, take it as a sign. Don't beat yourself up about it because you needed that experience. Without that experience, you won't be in the position that you're in now, because now you can grow and heal and teach other people to not follow in your same footsteps. For sure. Because once again, these stories that we're saying, we learn from it. We
Definitely
can sit here and laugh about it.
Oh, last 2 months ago, I was not laughing.
No, we wasn't. But you live and you learn.
But now I can.
Yeah. So once you have healed, you cried about it. You done cut up his or her pictures, said fuck you about 5 times,
Clearly.
Take it as a learning lesson. Don't follow the same steps. It's far more greater things than that person. And I would just also just say, like, have good discernment.
Right.
That's what I would say.
For sure. That was beautiful.
Oh,
that was amazing.
Thank you.
I am so happy about this conversation.
Thank you.
It really helped to kind of get the story out in a way where it was like, I feel like we have kind of like
similar stories,
similar experiences. Yeah. I think a lot of us women that suffer from codependency have similar relations,
for sure,
how we handle situations, how we look at it, or whatever. But I'm blessed because I did not know. Because you kept it very, very like, I'm Shania.
Yeah.
And I'm an esthetician from Atlanta.
Yeah.
That's it. I was like, send me your bio. And you just said Shania. Yeah. Esthetician, period.
I didn't know. I was like, what else can I say about myself?
Because you know why? Yeah. I have a lot of business entrepreneur friends. So when you tell them to send a bio, they tell you, I've been in business for 20,000 years.
Okay.
And I wanted to, and then also I wanted to redirect the podcast. Right. See what time it is. I'm gonna edit this out. Okay, we're about to start cleaning up. I wanted to redirect the podcast into Real Talk.
Oh, okay.
And Real Talk looks like what we did today.
Oh, okay.
So I'm excited for this transition.
Right.
We will just have a segment of business, which that's what it was supposed to be. But it's really about self-awareness, self-development, what self-care looks like, what self-love looks like. Speaking through our transparencies as well as our testimonies to really be a guiding light in this thing called life. And we did that today.
And I love this for you. This was a beautiful,
thank you.
Yes, this was a beautiful experience. This is something that I always wanted to do, which is be a part of a podcast, to be able to share my experiences. The same way how you are a talker, I'm a talker. May not seem like it, but I am. But I just enjoyed this moment. So thank you for being my first.
Oh, yes, girl. Yes. Super excited about that. I'm usually the first for a lot of people. Oh. So first lives, everybody's like, this is my first time. I'm super nervous. For it to be your first podcast, you were definitely not nervous at all.
No, I wasn't.
You did amazing.
Thank you.
And she hung in there with me. She was a trooper because it was a lot to get this little setting here.
Okay.
We need a tea. However, hit me on a tea.
Okay.
But yeah, I do appreciate you very, very much for coming. This is not going to be the first nor this won't be the last of us doing a podcast together. I hope that we talked about something that ignited something in you to start your self-care journey, to dig in deeper with yourself. We've been talking about this journey with not me and Shania, but those have been following me, talking about this new reset and what it looks like, y'all. And this is what it looks like. So now we're going to talk about it.
You're not alone, you guys.
You're not. Not at all. So yeah, that's what we're doing. And starting this relationship with God, because we are the image of Him, and we'll talk about that. But ladies and gentlemen, we will be ending right now, but this is not the last time. Be beautiful, be blessed. It's your girl, PatriaSpeaks.